You also told me about how you were working towards becoming a Christian counselor, I believe. Is that
Yeah.
still a thing?
Yeah. So I am. I am a Christian counselor. I'm licensed by the National Christian Counseling Association. And then I'm actually getting my doctorate. Um, and so I don't really know why, but I'm doing it just to do it.
Just
And
to do it.
yeah, I like it. And I like being a Christian counselor because, I can talk about abortion. I can talk about my faith. And I don't have to worry about, like a state licensing board coming down on me and being like, you can't talk about your faith. You can't
Right.
talk about abortion.
Do you
You
think it
can't
makes a
talk.
difference for somebody whether they choose like a secular therapist or a Christian therapist, or is it all the same, or is there a
No,
big difference?
it makes a huge difference. And I can tell you, I think the latest stats I saw was something like secular counseling only, something like secular counseling, don't quote me on this, but something like secular counseling only works like, it was something like, I don't know, it was like 5 to 10% of the time. Christian counseling works like 93% of the time.
Do you think, okay, this is like kind of a therapy conspiracy theory a little bit. Do you think that secular therapists, like, they really don't want you to actually get better because then you'd stop coming and then they would stop making money, or is that totally false?
I mean, I think there's some truth to that, like especially just sort of like talk therapists. I mean, like let me just say this. If you've been with a therapist for like years and years and years, stop going. I mean, I would say if you've been to the same therapist and you're not making progress and you've been with them for over a year, you need to find a new therapist.
That's
Like
huge.
you should not be in therapy forever and ever and ever. Like the point of therapy is to go with a problem, make some goals, finish those goals, move on. Like the point of therapy is not to be in unending therapy.
It just seems like it's become now this massive business model, and
Mm-hmm.
people want to see the same, I don't know what you call it, patients, clients, or whatever, for like 10 plus years. And when I hear that, I'm like, bro, what you're doing is not working. Exactly what you're saying.
Right. Right. And I mean, there are some people who are like, I just don't have like a support system. And so, like, my therapist is my support system. Okay. That's one thing.
They're like friends.
Like, but like most people go to therapy because they have a problem in their life that they're trying to work through. And if your therapist is just like perpetuating that problem, like for like a year, and you're not actually seeing results, then that therapist is not the therapist for you. And you need to find another one that can actually help you move through that crisis and move through that problem.
I love that. We should do a whole nother episode just on therapy because I think that's a fascinating subject.